The flat sat in near silence, washed in the amber glow of the late afternoon as sunlight stretched thin lines across the wooden floor. Sarah and I had shared 3 years together, a relationship fueled by intense chemistry but shadowed by quiet uncertainty. In recent weeks, her trips out of the house had grown suspiciously long. Her phone never left her hand, now locked behind a password I didn't know. That day, she slipped into a fitted dress, picked up her handbag, and moved toward the door. Without turning back, she tossed out an easy, careless, "I'll be back soon." I already knew better. She'd missed deleting a meta playful, intimate texts exchanged with someone named Alex. My chest dropped, but my thoughts sharpened. Leaning against the kitchen counter, I kept my voice steady, though there was steel beneath it. "No rush, Sarah. I won't be here when you return." She stopped cold, fingers wrapped around the handle. Slowly, she faced me, forcing a laugh. That didn't reach her eyes. "What's that supposed to mean?" she asked, suspicion creeping into her expression. I didn't look away. "It means I know about Alex, and I'm finished." Color drained from her face as the mask slipped. She stumbled over her words. "You've got it wrong." The falsehood lingered between us, thick and obvious. I was done with hidden truths. She scrambled to explain, claiming it was harmless conversation, nothing more. But I'd uncovered far beyond messages, hotel bills hidden in her purse, stamped with dates she'd blamed on late work nights. I stayed calm. I didn't need to shout. "You've been walking out on me for months," I said as I lifted the travel bag I'd packed earlier that day. "I'm just putting a name to it now." Her eyes widened as reality hit. This wasn't a threat or a test. She reached toward me, but I stepped aside, already mentally detached. I'd prepared quietly. The apartment lease was hers, which meant no strings for me. I had arranged a modest studio on the other side of town and moved my necessities the previous day while she was gone. "The furniture's yours," I told her, motioning around the place we once called home. "I'm starting fresh." She tried to speak, but nothing came out. My composure rattled her more than anger ever could. She'd expected yelling, tears, something she could manipulate. Instead, there was only finality. I left her standing in the doorway as my words settled heavily. In the room, by nightfall, I was alone in my new place, and the quiet felt like relief. Her calls began within an hour. The voicemails bounced between regret and fury. "You can't just walk away," she sobbed in one. I didn't answer. For months I'd questioned my instincts, wondering if I was imagining things. Now there was no doubt. Her "I'll be back soon" had been shorthand for betrayal, and my response had set me free. The following day, messages from mutual friends poured in. "Did you really leave?" one asked. I replied simply, "She made her decision. I made mine." Sarah tried to reshape the narrative, telling people I'd blown things out of proportion, insisting Alex was only a friend, but the evidence I'd placed on the countercopies waiting for her said otherwise. Word spread, and the polished image she'd carefully built began to fracture. Those who knew her well weren't shocked. They'd seen her cross boundaries before, testing how far she could go. Online, I stayed silent. I had no interest in spectacle. Sarah, however, posted cryptic quotes about confusion and self-growth, clearly hoping for validation. It didn't work. A friend later sent me a screenshot of Alex's social profile. He was already with someone else. Whatever she'd risked everything for was gone. I heard through others that rent was becoming a struggle for her. The apartment now a daily reminder of what she'd thrown away. Meanwhile, in my new studio, I felt unburdened. I picked up running again, reconnected with people I'd lost touch with, and finally enrolled in the coding program I'd postponed for years. Her messages slowed, then ceased. Once, she showed up outside my building, eyes red, asking to talk. "I ruined everything," she confessed. I shook my head. "You chose him. I chose myself." I shut the door as her crying echoed down the hall. It wasn't revenge. It was dignity. Now weeks later, I'm settling into this new chapter. The place is small, but it belongs to me, untouched by dishonesty. Friends say Sarah has grown quieter, toned down, as if the lesson cut deep. What I told her that afternoon, "I won't be here when you get back," was more than an exit line. It was a boundary, a vow to myself. She believed she could disappear on errands and keep me waiting. Instead, I walked away, and that absence is something she'll have to live with. I'm not fully healed, but I'm unchained. Her promise of "I'll be back soon" was the last lie I accepted, and my answer became the first step into my future. She misjudged me once. I won't let that happen again. What comes next is mine to decide, and I'm writing it my way.